I am sitting in a multi-million rent mansion in Bedford View. I have changed the location for my own safety, but even though I am staying in a million rent mansion, I have not slept in a comfortable bed for the past 15 years. At night, this is what I do. I sleep on a cold concrete floor in a room that is my secret room. This room, it has no window. It looks more like a prison cell. From the outside, when you see me going around, it seems as if I am a man that has made it in life. But I am about to share with you my darkest secret. It was in the year 2011. I really thought that I was a genius. I am a Zimbabwean ex-soldier who has been living in South Africa for a very long time. I started running a Zamazama coal operation. You might be wondering, how is it possible that someone who is from another country end up selling Zamazama coal to Eskom and getting paid for that? It was through this other man who used to work in the government. This man, he did not want to get his hands dirty. When he heard that there was this other same guy in the neighborhood who had a truck, that was when he spoke with me and he told me that he wanted me to work with him. But this job that we're going to be doing, this coal that we're going to be getting from different mines, it was coal that was mined illegally. He explained the whole situation to me, even though he did not tell me the truth. He was sugarcoating everything about how dangerous it was. In South Africa, a mine would rather buy coal from the Zamazamas because it is much more expensive for them to mine, so they can make a lot of profit. He told me that the coal we will get it from abandoned mines in Bumalanga, and then we would go and sell the coal to other mines, and then the coal will be taken into the system, and therefore it will be bought by Eskom. All that I wanted was money. This man, he had the means to get the trucks, and we ended up having 10 trucks, and we bought with that money from the Zamazama loads. This man, he had many girlfriends, and I took advantage of that because he had a stroke. When he passed away, his wife, his family, his sons and daughters, they did not know that I had 10 keys to the 10 trucks that were hidden somewhere in abandoned mines. I literally had to hide those trucks until the storm was calm, after they had fought for the estate and everything. These trucks, they were ready to be moved to Mozambique, then to Zimbabwe. I was ready to do that because I believed that they belonged to me. Lucky enough, there was only one girlfriend who knew about these trucks. I went and I spoke with him, and I gave her only 150K and a car on top, and she was happy about it. She said that she did not want to get involved in the trucking industry, and she was happy with what she had gotten after the big man had passed away. I started moving illegal loads. The wife did not know about the trucks that a husband had left behind and all the other wealth that he had doing other dirty businesses with other men that he used as his proxies. So a lot of people, they benefited after that man, a politician, passed away. I continued with what I was doing, moving illegal loads of coal from abandoned mines in Bumalanga, and we were bypassing the system and making millions of rands in cash. Like the other companies, they already knew me because I was the go-to man for that politician. Whenever you wanted something, you would just send me to that mine, and he never spoke with me on the phone. He would always send someone to come and tell me what was supposed to be done, or you would give me a printed letter with all the things that I had to do, and after reading, the person that would have been sent to me was supposed to burn it, and I had to quickly memorize everything. I really thought that I was untouchable, but in the coal industry, like I told you, that this politician, he had sugar-coated a lot of things. He did not tell me the real truth. It's like a shadow government that runs the whole coal industry. They call it in South Africa the coal mafia. They don't use lawyers, they use bullets. If you are someone that is a foreigner from Zim, from Mozambique, they like to work with those people, and you will think that maybe you are special. They only like to work with you because they can kill you, and that matter will never be heard in the court of law because they can just dump you. Unlike a South African, if he or she goes missing, the relatives, they will start to ask, and they do not want that kind of a situation. So they were working with me. I thought that I was really special in South Africa. Then the hit came to me. It was on a Tuesday. I had lost my protection after that old man had passed away because they feared him quite a lot. His brother, he was involved in the taxi industry business, so they feared him. After that, then 3 of my Zim drivers, they were hijacked on the single day, but they were at different abandoned mines, and my 10 trucks, and my life was just gone because these trucks, they were impounded not by the traffic police, not by the SAPS, but they were impounded by the Mafia. They sent me a message. This message, it arrived the next morning at my office. And when I was at my office, that was when I saw a man who brought a package. This was a brown envelope. Inside, I saw that there was a person's EM that was cut, and then there was coal that was inside the bag. And I knew that if I did not leave South Africa, like I had been told by the messenger, within 48 hours, they were going to bury me alive in the mines that I was stealing from, because now I was supposed to pay these people some money. But the disagreement that I had with them was that I had been paying for a long time to different mafias, and I was getting broke because I was paying 3 different guys, those that were the head of the mafia. So each and everyone would bring his own threats. I did not know who to pay anymore. I was broke. Each and every day I was hunted. I had nowhere to go to. I could not return back to Zimbabwe because going back home, it even meant sudden death for me. Back home, I was a dead man walking. I had been in the army, and then I did what they call wet work for a high-level politician. But then I made a fatal mistake of falling for his daughter. She was married to another powerful man. She came to me one day when I was guarding at her house when her husband was in China. These were in the days when Mugabe used to be the president. When they went to China, that was when the incident happened. When I was with her, she told me that her husband was unable to satisfy him in bed anymore. And then we started making love, and then I ended up getting her pregnant. So the military was literally sent to find me. If I crossed the Beitbridge border, even today, if I go back to Zim, I can be executed before I can even explain myself, and no one would even hear about it. So I fled through Mozambique, and I stayed in Mozambique. I stayed in a place that is called Tete, and I had some contacts there in Tente, even when I came back to South Africa. So when I did not know what else to do, when the Mafia had given me 48 hours to leave South Africa, otherwise they were going to throw me into a mine shaft alive, and I was going to die down there. That was when I returned back to Tete. I stayed with a couple of friends, and when I was there, that was when I was taken by a man from the village where I was staying. I had once worked for his old man the time when I fled from Zim to Mozambique before coming to South Africa. He then took me to this other old Mozambican occultist, and I was told that my wealth back, there were some rituals that I was supposed to do. I was taken into the bushes where I stayed there for 4 days. In those 4 days, I was walking around the bushes naked as if I was a mad person. I had been given an instruction: if I would meet someone, if that person greets me, I was never supposed to answer, to respond. I survived those 4 days, drinking water from the river, as well as eating the fruits in that same forest. But in those 4 days, I only saw a snake once, but it did not bite me. After the 4 days, I was asked if I was ready for these rituals to reclaim the wealth that I had lost. And I said I was prepared to kill. I was prepared to sacrifice. I was prepared to do anything because I knew about money rituals. But the ritual that he gave me was a humiliating ritual. He told me that my wealth was going to be tied to a baby that is in the stage of teething. To keep my tracks moving, I had to consume that which the body rejects during its first stage of pain, and I was supposed to eat poo from the baby that is teething. By late 2011, I was back in South Africa. I was a different man. Those rituals, they worked faster than any other business plan. I suddenly found a woman that had been struggling in the trucking industry. She told me that she had a couple of tenders. She was moving some stuff from Joburg, taking it to Western Cape. She told me that she wanted us to work together, and she also was working on a contract to move coal for a massive power station. Within 6 months, I had nearly replaced my 10 impounded trucks, and I had bought, these were brand new trucks. So this contract that I had with the Mozambican witch doctor, it is very strict. I was told to buy a house in a neighborhood that is very quiet. I was told that I had to build a forbidden room in that house that I would have bought. No one, not even my wife or children, is allowed to enter into that room. The ritual, very specific. Every time that my truck hits a certain tonnage, there is a sacrifice that I have to make. If I make a certain number of money, I am supposed to perform another sacrifice. I can be told to go for days without eating anything, yet I'll be having money in my pockets. I can be told to walk around on foot. At least I was told that I can just walk around my yard, not even to go out on foot. But when I am told to do what I have to do, if I do not do it, my children, they get sick. I got married to a South African woman. Me and him, we are living on separation. She is staying in Durban. She does not even know that her husband, because we are not yet divorced, the husband goes through all of this in order for him to enjoy life there in Durban. And then there are times when I have to perform the most heartbreaking ritual that I can ever perform in my life. When I am instructed to do this, I have to go out into the township. I have to find a woman with a young baby who is currently teething. And when this baby is doing the poop, I am supposed to take the poop and I have to pay these women. Usually, I go to the squatter camps and then I look around for the women that have young kids, and then I tell them that I am collecting some of this poop, and I tell them that I am a traditional healer, and this poop, it can be used to wash away bad luck if someone comes to my shrine. And most of these women, they don't know what poverty will do to a person. They end up agreeing anyway to give me the poop. And then after I would have taken the poop, I am supposed to go inside my forbidden room. When I go there, I have to sit down, and I am not supposed to cry. I am not supposed to feel sad. I am not supposed to be disgusted. If any single tear falls from my eyes whilst I am eating the poop, then the spirit will consider the contract broken. I have one driver of mine who died after I started feeling sorry for myself after I had gone to collect some poop from this other woman who had been selling me the poop of her child, because I was giving him 3,000 rands each and every time that she would stop the poop for me. So I returned back home, I sat down, then I started to cry, feeling very sorry for myself. And then that very same evening, I had a driver of mine that was headed from Mozambique. he was driving a tipper, a side tipper, and then he had a terrible accident. In that accident, there were 3 people that died. The money is great. Since I started this ritual in Tete, I have seen a lot of things. I have seen things that are so scary. There are times when I find myself in my forbidden room, and then there might be someone that will appear in the room, and this person does not speak to me. It is a man. He would be naked, but he seems as if he is a dead man, and he seems like he is from Mozambique. And I think that is from that very same village where I did these rituals. I am forbidden to ask anything from the traditional healer unless if he speaks with me through a contact that is here in Joburg. But I am not allowed to speak with a healer before he speaks with me. So this is my confession that I am sharing with you. It is not an easy thing. Just a couple of days ago, I met this other woman by the mall, and this woman, I'm dating her. She saw me as I was parking my car, and she pretended as if she was having some problems closing the door of her car. I won't mention what the name of the car was. And then when I got up, I saw that this woman, she wanted me to speak to him. I spoke with him, and I ended up sleeping with her on that very same day. And she likes me, I like her too, but she does not know that a man like me, the money that I do have, if I start to give her this money, it will bring her nothing but sorrow in her life. This is my confession. I am stuck here in South Africa. Probably if I die, I am going to be buried here in South Africa. My family, I have not spoken with my family since the year 2014, when I was called by my siblings when they told me that my mom had passed away. Unfortunately, because of the things that I did in Zim, I can't return back to Zim. So I lost contacts, and I can't continue speaking with them, even though I really want to have connection with my family. Now that I am involved in all of these rituals, I'm not sure what will happen to them if I start to communicate with them. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our DM brother. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our brother in the comment section. Can you believe it? Yeah, that woman selling the poop of her daughter and being given 3,000 rands. What if something bad happens to that girl as she is growing up? Will you trade your daughter's poop for only 3,000? But you were saying that it is because of the level of poverty. It targets these locations where there are a lot of shacks, where he knows people, they are desperate for money. He lies that he is a sangoma. He needs the poop so as to cleanse someone who will come to his shrine who has bad luck. I just wonder how this conversation starts after you would have seen that at this house there is a baby, maybe, who is of that age that he's talking about, when their teeth are started to come out and they are having a running stomach. I wonder what he first says to those women. Let us meet again in the following episode.